Do I? Like our sweet girl.
Is a
Okay,
sweet baby.
I'm gonna get ADD about this dog now. Okay, Jill shared a lot of really cool stuff. And can you hear me? Okay. So I must make notes on there's a lot of stuff that she said. So if I get squirrel, y'all bear with me. Okay, so there's on the recording, there's going to be a lot of people that like are coming back. Adeline's one of them. She was in a very busy season and now she's coming back. And so one thing that Jill said yesterday, so first of all, I want to start with Jill mentioned all of y'all's names yesterday when we met. Like she wanted to know like who was coming back, what's their story, everything. And so she really dug into like each person one at a time, which I love because that's just Jill. Um, but she said she could sit on my lap.
Okay.
Come here.
She would love that better.
But one thing that she said was like, don't let it be, oh, maybe she doesn't want to. Don't let it be overwhelming. And so she said, which even for like me, and she was like, just do one step at a time. And she kept saying, everybody knows how to go silver. That's three people.
Mm-hmm.
So just do it again. Go silver again. And once you go silver, because you know how to go silver, Kayla got silver at convention, by the way.
Awesome.
Once you go silver, you know how to duplicate a silver. And so that was really cool for like we all know that, but just to hear her say like you know how to get three VIPs. Now
Mm-hmm.
teach somebody to get three VIPs. And then teach another person how to get three VIPs. Like that is what duplication is. And so she was like, just do one thing at a time. Go silver again. Once you get silver, go silver again. Then go silver again. And just keep going on and on. Like, don't make it like, I want to get senior gold or I want to get gold. Cause like that's me. I
Mm-hmm.
want to re-rank. But I have to go silver again first. Go silver again, duplicate silvers, and then once you're in that thing, Gold Rush is, which I know you know about Gold Rush. Did you hear about Gold Rush?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a really cool thing. I don't know when it said it stops.
I
It
think
might
it's the end of this month.
end of this
I
month.
think it's June.
Oh,
It's
this
just
year.
June. That's why I was like, oh,
Hey,
that's a push right there. I think I
okay.
took a
But
picture of it.
also Plexus does a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, we're gonna extend
Yeah.
it another month.
I'm hoping that's what
Yeah.
happens.
So I could see them doing that. Um, so Gold Rush might not be on our radar this month, but it might be on our radar in the coming
Mm-hmm.
months. Um, okay, which Kayla, you don't know that we did like messenger chats and everything, but you're very familiar with it. We're stopping that because we're not seeing a lot of success with it. And so get my notes from her, um, went to different diamonds that their business is booming.
Yeah.
Amber Miller, the one that won the One Plexus Award,
Mm-hmm.
Kinley Servants, Libby, Marianne Anderson. Like she literally went to probably about 20 different diamonds and was like, what are y'all doing? Like, how can we duplicate so much? Because these people have
Yeah.
like 10 diamonds on their team. And so she was like, I'll be like, and there's a season for something, it'll be like really popular and then it'll fade out. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very, very excited about this. It's called Browse Chats. And what it's going to be is it's a read only. And we like say I have somebody that I'm like, um, I'm just going to use Adeline. Adeline's interested in trying Plexus. I'm going to add her to it. It is just a read only, so they're not getting bombarded with all these notifications because then people don't want to be in them. People leave. It's not a certain time that they have to be in it. We can literally add people Monday, we can add people Wednesday. It's just whenever you have somebody interested, we're kind of shortening it so it's not overloaded with information.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also going to be based on like there's going to be one chat for GLP-1. There's going to be one chat
Oh.
for the gut health. There's going to be one chat for hormones, stuff like that. So it's not all of it in one. It's not
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming. Um, but she said the thing with this is just like with anything, you can't just add them to it. We have to follow up with them afterwards. And so add them to it, and then in a couple of days or the next day, be like, hey, what are your thoughts? Have you looked at it? Blah, blah, blah. So I don't know when that is going to come into action. We're still talking about it, but I'm very excited about that. She also said like launching. So like Kayla, we haven't done like we used to do wellness chats like whenever you first start sharing it of like you add a bunch of friends to it, like your friends, and then you know. So she said this was another way that we could do like launching. So like if you get somebody that's like, I really want to share, I want to do what you do a browse chat.
Yeah.
She said something about like even doing browse chat blitz, like a challenge. Like how many browse chats do you have open? Because you can do it for like, so you can have one big one that it's like everybody that's interested in the GLP-1. But say that Kayla has, somebody that wants to share. Sally wants to share. You can have, I think it was like browse plexus with Kayla or browse plexus with Sally. Like, and it was specifically for Sally. And then all her friends she would put in there. And then
Oh,
it
that's
would
cool.
be the browse chat. And so it's specific for her. Jill sent us a screenshot of somebody's, I can't remember which diamond, but it literally all of her inbox was browse chat with Adeline, browse chat with Jessica, browse chat with Kayla. And it was all these people personal to them because it's getting their people in it instead of just a big
Mm-hmm.
one. It was more personable, more intimate with them, which I thought was genius. Um, so I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be like, it's obviously working because everybody else is doing it, like in all the diamonds that are duplicating all these other ones. She hasn't heard back from Libby yet, I don't think, because she just wanted Libby's doing it, but she's into the what's on trend, what's, going on right now. And so she wants to see like her wording and all of that for her. So I'm excited about hearing back from Libby. But when that gets like she made a template for us that like we can obviously do on our own, but she hasn't started like a big one. And so if you have somebody that wants more information, just text me and I'll send you like the template. And because she was like, it's not out for our whole team yet, but if we have somebody that wants it or wants more information, we can use that and just copy and paste it over, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing that she talked about that all these other diamonds are doing is their Zooms. And she said it is building momentum like crazy. She said it is like 20 minutes long, so it's not an hour. And she said one diamond does it 3 to 4 a week, which is a lot, but that's their full-time
There's a
job.
lot. Yeah.
One diamond does it every Tuesday and Thursdays. But they also, it wouldn't be like, just for example, it wouldn't be just Jill hosting it. It would be Jill would host it one time, or this person would host it. So it's not all on one person.
Mm-hmm.
But you create what works for you. It could be every Tuesday. Like it doesn't have to be boom, boom, boom. But they do they do it for products, they do it for business, like people that are interested in the business, they do it to launch people. And so we haven't talked a whole lot about that, but just a little bit that we have. And she even said, like, just for example, if it was just our team that was doing it, like I would start out with like doing it, leading it, all of that, and then say like Adeline had somebody interested in sharing, then she would slowly take the lead and I would kind of back off a little bit. So then she would be able to do it. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
rotation, like,
Well,
we
and
would
that way
all,
no one gets burned out either because you can get
yes,
burned out very quickly if one person's putting in all the work.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's kind of how it was with the messenger chats. It was like all on Jill or all like even whenever I was doing it myself, it was like every Thursday I would do one and it just became a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But Jill just started thinking, she was like, when was momentum going for her? And she was like, I was on Zooms or phone calls with people 3 to 4 times a week. And she was like, I did get burned out on that. And so she was like, she actually said this morning, like she found her sweet spot, which was like, I want to say it was 3 a day, which is a lot for me, but I'm also a full-time teacher. That's her
Yeah.
full-time job. And so she was like, just find your sweet spot where it's not overwhelming. And so the same thing with Zooms. Um, I actually copied this in my notes and I'll share that with y'all, but the new like onboarding system was the browse chats. So she said, do not ask, just say it. And so like I have somebody that's loving the product she just ordered and I'm going to use this. And so she like, not a script, obviously change it however it fits to each person, but her example was like, your products are on the way. I've got a browse event up that's like a silent chat. It's preloaded with info on what is Plexus on the gut. It gives information on the gut health, GLP-1, but it simplifies it because we want it to be short. Here is your specific browse link, which is where like it kind of like comes with your VIP. So you don't ask them, you just tell them. But I like
I
that she
like
said,
that
here is your
because
specific browse. Go ahead, sorry.
no, you're okay. I like that because like the girl that I'm talking to right now about a GLP-1, we're switching it up just because and I even told her, I said, listen, because she was like, all right, let's talk price. And I'm like, I'm
It's
gonna be very
expensive.
honest with you. The GLP-1 system is our most expensive system. And I was like, but you have to think about how much you're paying for a GLP-1 if you're doing the injection. And
Yeah.
she was on the injection. She was like, I can't justify spending the same amount. And I'm like, I get that because she doesn't know that it works yet.
Yeah.
So once we kind of started diving in, I'm like, well, tell me a little bit more about like what your issues actually are.
Mm.
And she had the exact same issues that I have. And I'm like, let's move over to the gut health system
Yeah.
because you need it. I was like, let's add the active so you still have that energy,
Energy.
but instead of doing the slim microbiome, let's do the hunger control. That
Hmm.
way you get that hunger control out of it, but you're still getting the bio cleanse and the
Yeah.
probio. Um, Way more comfortable with the price on that because the price just isn't as high.
Yeah.
But it was like when I was talking about the GLP-1, just having to send like that little informational sheet and rely just directly on what I'm saying, that's difficult,
Yeah.
especially when you're trying to like essentially market something that's that expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, I like that. And the specific browse link would be called like that's where it was browse chat with Kayla, browse chat with Adeline, browse chat with so and so. And so I like that we can just say it comes with it. It comes with being a VIP. Um, and then she said, okay, so she was pretty much saying, hold on. Okay, so for example, browse Plexus with Kayla. Um, she like for I'm trying to remember how she said this. She said something like, so anytime someone likes, comments, or asks what you're drinking, add them to the browse chat, but get verbal confirmation. Don't just add them to a group. It'd be like, hey, like just say Adeline was like, oh, I like that. What are you drinking? Oh, it's Plexus. It's gut health. It helps your digestion, blah, 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 blah. I have a browse chat that kind of
gives
simplifies
more
everything.
information. Yeah.
Yes. And but I feel like wording it in like the silent chat is good. Where they don't feel
You
like
don't have to
yes.
do anything but read.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just reading. You're not going to be bombarded with messages. And then I like that somebody had brought up, and I think it's going to be in the wording. Kelsey Bond is doing all of this, like creating it for us. But somebody said, well, what happens if somebody leaves the chat? Because every messenger event that we have, you see so and so left the chat, so and so left the chat. And so I think one of the last things, I mean, it's kind of sneaky, but it's also kind of genius. But one of the last things that Kelsey is going to put in there is like, once you have the information that you need to order, you may leave the chat. And so when people see that, they're going to be like, oh, they're ordering. Look at all these people that are ordering Plexus. And so I love it
That's
personally.
smart.
It's a good marketing move, you know?
It is.
Um,
We should put that in the messenger already. Just be
right?
like, wow, I love that once they ordered, they left the
Yes, yes. I mean, really. Um, I'm trying to see. Okay, browse chats. Okay, so these are just some things that I'm gonna do that works for me
Mhm.
and like just my brain kind of moving along while we were at convention of like different ideas. Um, Obviously when we add a new VIP, like when we get a new VIP, we add them to B Plexus. So that way that they can search in there. Like I use it all the time. Like Adeline was like, I had PCOS. I go into B Plexus. Kayla, I don't even know if I've told you that. You can go in B Plexus and just search PCOS and all these testimonies will pop up. And
Yeah.
I'll screenshot like the one I sent you today. Now that one
Oh,
wasn't a
it's
B
so good.
Plexus. Somebody else posted that, but I use B Plexus for that. And so all of our customers are seeing all of that. And so one thing I'm going to do, Jill used to do a sign up sheet and it got very overwhelming. And I think she could feel it was overwhelming. So she quit the sign up sheet, but I'm just going to put it on my calendar to just post MB Plexus once a month. And it could be, I mean, anything. It could be the community, the product, a testimony,
Yeah.
anything. But I'm just going to do that on my own. I'm not saying y'all have to do that because I don't want it to be too much, but that's just something that I'm going to do just because my customers are seeing that stuff, but they're also seeing, oh, Jessica Copeland posted this. She has, like, she's taken that accountable, if that makes sense. I don't know if accountable is the right word, but y'all know what I mean.
Well, I mean, I
I'm
think staying
also,
active shows that you're
yes,
still doing
you're still
something.
doing it. That's the word active.
Yeah.
Um, and another thing I'm going to do, and I actually decided I was going to do it before Jill said it, but I think it's just genius, especially since convention is in Atlanta this year. I'm going to also write on my calendar to post on my feed about convention once a month. And it might not be like, it's probably going to be a random day, but just creating momentum, creating FOMO, creating excitement. We can mention that they have, because this is new, they've never done this before, how you can do a 3-pack of
Yeah, I think that's really
convention
cool.
tickets and then a 5-pack. So like you could do a 3-pack and get 2 people with you. I could do a 3-pack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But especially because it's in Atlanta, like Jill said, there's no reason we should not have people. And like that adds a little bit of pressure, but also like keeps you accountable. Because if I show
Hmm.
up and nobody's with me, you better believe Jill's gonna be like, wow. And that's embarrassing. So
I'm scared of her in the
I
best way.
I am too. Like
Me too.
I'm very intimidated by her, but I also love her. Like anytime she's like, let's get on a Zoom, I'm like, yes, ma'am. What do you need me to do? I'll do it.
Okay.
Um, Another thing that I'm starting that's new that I've never done before, but I see all the other diamonds do it. So I'm like, obviously it's working. Is I'm gonna do like once, I don't know if I'm gonna do once a week, once every other week, but I'm gonna put it on my calendar because if it's on my calendar, I'll do it. But I'm gonna share somebody's stories. And because just like the one I sent you, like
Hmm.
we all know somebody that it can resonate with, but we also have so many people on our Facebook that follows us. I just got a message from somebody that I went to middle school with, and I have not talked to her since then. And she's like, I've been watching you for a long time. I had no idea because she does not show up on my stories. So she's not watching my
Yeah.
story, but she's watching my post. But I had no idea that she was even seeing that. But she might relate to a story that I share. And so I mean, there's hundreds of stories out there. I even wrote it on my calendar, like I'm going to share Emily Roberts' story this day. Next week, I'm going to share Libby's
Hmm.
story. So that way I don't have to the day of start searching. I know who I'm looking for.
Just
Um,
to plug in there from
yeah,
what Jill said the other day too, do not rely on one area of your social media. Post in stories, post in reels, and post in
I do
like
all
your
of it.
actual feed. And I'm trying to do it every day that I do all
Yeah.
three. It does that can get a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I can't, then I at least try to do a story because you can create a reel out of your story. So
Yes.
that helps.
Yeah.
But I'm learning that especially having all these pictures from convention has helped me kind of like
It
boom,
has.
boom, boom.
And right now
Um,
your views are high because
I'm
of
still
convention.
using pictures from when I was
Yeah.
mentioned last year.
Yeah, I mean, and that's I'm trying not to overuse them because all I want to post is the pictures because it's
Okay.
been so fun. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, maybe not all about everyone else. Like, let's reel it back in, like family stuff too, like, because we're
Okay,
we're on that
so
high right now.
one thing that I did in the school year, and it worked really good for me because I was very, very busy just with like working a full-time job, and then pretty much this is a full-time job, and then being a mom, and all the things which we're all like that. But one thing that I found that works for me is schedule all my content on Sunday.
Hmm.
You got to show me how to do that.
I'll show
I
you.
know
I love
we
it.
need a training on
Oh,
that,
I'll do it. Let
honestly.
me write that down. Y'all know I love a training.
I'm like, we need a training
I love it. That has saved me. Schedule content.
because mine doesn't give me that option.
I got you. So
I haven't found it either.
what I do is I like during the week because my mind is very, oh, this would be a good reel or that would be a good post. And I just put it in my notes.
Hmm.
And so by Sunday, I know what I'm doing. And so and it is kind of like it's breaking the 80%, 20% rule of like, I don't follow the rules. I just do what I feel like doing. But I do, we have 10 minutes. Okay. I just post something or schedule a post on Facebook, and I try to match like Facebook to Instagram, like reels and stuff, if just to lighten the load a little bit. But what I try to do is I post something Plexus Monday through Friday. I schedule it, and that is like throwing up Plexus. It is. But what I do is like if there's a random pool day that I'm having with my kids, I'll post that. So I'll double post in a day because that
Yeah.
was one thing that she said, Maddie Vaughn. She ranked Sapphire and Diamond in 1 month. She's the one that had her baby that or hasn't had her baby, but she left convention. She left convention because she was having contractions. And right before she got she didn't get to walk the stage as a Diamond.
Wow.
But she didn't care how much she posted. And so I know everybody's like, I used to be like, I'm not posting. I already posted today. I'll do it tomorrow. So I do Plexus posts. I schedule that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sometimes I skip Friday because I've realized that people aren't on social media a lot on Friday. So,
Hmm.
but I definitely do Monday through Thursday. And then I'll post here and there about my family. That works for me. It might not work for everybody. So you just
Yeah.
kind of have to figure out what works for you. But definitely create or not creating, but scheduling your content on Sunday has helped me because I am so go, go, go during the week that sometimes I don't even sit down until 9 o'clock. And so, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't post today. But
And
my
I'm not even
scheduled
I'm
one
not
went
even
out.
in football yet. I'm
Yeah.
fixing to do double football for two kids. Like
Yeah.
I am like, oh God.
Okay. So you better be shaking. Maybe I shouldn't do that. You should be shaking that drink up, meeting some. There
Sideways,
we
not
go.
up
Let
and
me
down.
do it that way.
Sideways. There we
Yes.
go. Yeah.
So anyways, that just helps me. Um, everybody's different. Everybody's audience is different.
You gotta try different things to get your niche.
You do.
You gotta
You
try
do.
different things.
Until you like figure it out. And like there's so
Hmm.
many people now that like Lindsay has messaged me. There's a girl on another team, Hannah. She messaged me. She's like, "What are you doing with your content? You're so good." And I'm like, it has not always been like this. Like I had to figure out what worked best for
I've
me.
seen an upgrade in your content too, though. Like from when you started versus now, because I went back and I watched a bunch of your old videos, like moving forward.
I
You
And I
still
was
do.
like, how
If
did
I don't
comfortable.
know, if I don't know what to post, I go back and look at all of her stuff.
I stalk? Yeah, I stalk you and a couple other people.
Mhm.
But if you look back, like you also see the assurance that you have
Yeah.
now that you've
The
been using it
confidence.
and there's a lot more confidence. But there has like you just learned what worked for you.
Yeah.
Like for me, I did TikTok for a very long time. So posting in stories and posting reels, no issues. Like
Yeah.
I can talk to a camera all day
And
long
honestly, that's the
because
biggest issue for a lot of people is like
yeah, I'm
talking.
like whatever.
But
I'm
also
like you don't know me, I'll do whatever I want.
one thing that Jill has said over and over and over again in all of her trainings, and I guess it's just like stuck with me is like, how bad do you want this to work out?
Mhm.
Like if you want it bad enough, you've got to be bold. And so I'm like,
Get out your comfort.
yes, you can't grow where you're comfortable. Um, okay, it's gonna kick us off, I think, in like 7 minutes, so I'm gonna try to hurry. Lindsay's already done this, and I'm like, Lindsay is a guru. Like she says she's going Emerald in July. So I'm like,
Okay.
I believe it because she's on fire. But she has already
She
said
scares
this,
me
and
too.
so I wrote this down. Disney. Disney pulls at the heartstrings
Hmm.
because everybody wants to, it is a lot of mamas. You get to bring your kids. It's not another tropical vacation. Like it pulls at the heartstrings. And
And
so
a lot of people know how expensive
yes.
that vacation is.
yeah, and they think like Lee cried when they announced
Really?
it because she was like, I've always dreamed of taking my kids and I've never been able to take my kids. So one thing that Lindsay said is like, who do you know that loves Disney? Who do you know? And like, that's on my to-do list this week is like creating a list. I hate lists, but I love them of creating a list of like different things. Who do I know
Hmm.
that loves Disney? That's a list. Who do I know that has kids that would want to, because everybody wants to take their kids to Disney one time. That's another list. And so, okay, she was like, who would you like to go to Disney with? Who would you like to sit? Who would you like sitting beside you at convention?
Yeah.
Who would you like to be sitting by the pool with? Like, these are all people that you need to reach out to about the business side of it. And so, um, my notes are kind of everywhere. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to go back to the browse chats. One thing that she also said was the cool thing about a browse chat is you can be like, Kayla added Sally. You can see it pop up. And so if I say, I see Kay, I can see that when Kayla adds somebody, or I can see when Adeline adds somebody, just like you can see when Megan adds somebody. Like, then I tell, like, I go to Kayla and I'm like, tell me about Sally. Connect me to Sally. What's her story? And then create a three-way chat. All the diamonds do a three-way chat. So it becomes more personal. It's not another number. It's not another transaction. It's I'm getting to know you. And I think like
Mhm.
Jill does that with me and it makes me feel so seen that like that could be that's the connection piece. And people aren't going to buy from you unless
Yeah.
they connect with you. And so then it's like, okay, connect me to Sally. And then she's like, hey, Sally, this is Jessica. Or no, sorry, Kayla would say, hey, Sally, this is Jessica. She got me started with Plexus. I just wanted to connect y'all, blah, 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 blah. And then there would be a conversation with all three of us in there before they order. So they feel like I'm not just another number. Like it's an actual, which is going to take more work on our part of like
Yeah.
creating that connection. But
Can't hurt me. She's shaking so bad.
at Doris. But she said, oh, I get stressed out. It's gonna kick me off.
Does it actually kick you off, or is it just going to say like your meeting is supposed to be ended?
No,
It kicks you off. Jill has the pro. I'm not paying for the pro.
No.
I'm not there yet in my business to pay for the pro. Okay, so another thing that she said, if you're restarting, and she also said like the same thing with you, Kayla, like because you were with another company.
Another,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna say get the name. We all know the name, but I'm not gonna, anyways. She was like, share like it's the first time. And she was like, be honest, like life was life and well, this doesn't go for you, but like the restarting people, like life was life and I was in a funk. I wasn't taking care of myself. And she's pretty much like, call it like it is, bring out the elephant in the room. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't taking my products. I missed the community part. That's why Adeline came back because she missed being in the community of like
Mhm.
supportive women. And so she was like, call it out, make a post, talk in your stories, and just be like, I'm starting over again, and so can you. Like this can be your day one. She also thought about, or she said, then go in your back office and thank all your VIPs, start that conversation again and be like, I'm so sorry I fell off the train. Thank you for trusting me,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. This was your health goals last time we talked. Is this still a goal of yours? You were struggling with it then. Is this your struggle now? And I did that yesterday. I went through all my back office and I messaged everybody, and it literally took me probably about 15 minutes. And I feel like we get so overwhelmed with like, oh my gosh, that's,
Yeah.
But it literally took me 15 minutes. And Jill was like, if nobody replies, cool, you still reached out. You tried. You followed up. Like I don't know how many I sent yesterday, but I had 2 or 3 reply. And they're both of those are like, oh, I want to tell me more information about the GLP-1, blah, 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 blah.
Nice.
And then you can clear their account and then start a new one and it counts as a new VIP. Okay, that's all I have. And I have 1 minute left, which obviously we can like hop back on and do another one.
Yeah.
But okay, let's do that. Let's
Okay.
stop it and
You're
then hop
freaking
back.
out about it. That's fine.
I am because it's going to cut me off.
Okay.